Welcome to math. Let's warm up our brains with some number stories. These three number stories have unknowns. So reminder that when we have an unknown, we circle or box the unknown. The best thing when you're doing number stories is to write down the numbers that you hear. Okay, so every time you hear a number, you're going to write it down in order from left to right. And then you can add the plus or minus and the equal sign and the unknown later. So let's start with the first one. There are 4 red leaves. So right now, everybody should be writing the number 4. And 5 yellow leaves. So your next number that they're saying is 5. How many leaves are there in all? So when it's saying in all, it wants you to add. Okay? So let me read this one more time and you can double check and make sure you have the numbers that you need. There are 4 red leaves and 5 yellow leaves on the sidewalk. How many leaves are there in all? So our unknown is the last digit. So what is 5 plus 4 or 4 plus 5? I hope that you are saying 9, right? Awesome. Remember, take the bigger number and add 4, right? Unless you know what 5 plus 4 is or 4 plus 5 is. Awesome. You could also take a double. You could, if you knew what 4 plus 4 was, 4 plus 4 is 8, add 1 more, it's 9, right? Because this isn't a 4, this is a 5, so there'd be an extra 1. Okay, that's another strategy of adding. All right, here's our second number story. Annie has 3 rocks. So again, on your whiteboard, as soon as I say a number, I want you to write it. Annie has 3 rocks in her pocket. Ben gives her some more rocks. Some more. We don't know how many. Now Annie has 7 rocks. How many rocks did Ben give her? So we want to know our unknown. So she had some, then Ben gave her some, and now she has 7. So that means we're going to add, right? Because she had some, Ben gave her some, so we're just adding to the pile. Put your equal sign there. Now you have to think of 3 plus what equals 7? Or we could take it backwards. 7, take away the 3, it's going to be that number. I'll give you a few minutes to think of the answer. I hope you're saying 4, right? 4, 5, 6, 7. There's our answer. Awesome. Last one. Josie has some papers in his folder. Oh, Josie has some papers in his folder. And 3 papers on his desk. He has 6 papers all together. How many are in his folder? So we want to know how many is in his folder. So let's read this one more time. Josie has some papers in his folder and 3 papers on his desk. He has 6 papers all together. All together means we're adding, right? So put the addition sign and then the equal sign. We have to figure out this number. What plus 3 equals 6? This one should be an easy one. I hope you're saying 3, right? 3 plus 3 equals 6. It's a double. Nice job. Good job. So now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about our math message. And this math message is in your math workbook. So page 51 is the math message today. So it's asking you, which ribbon is longer? So is this blue ribbon longer or this red or pinkish and yellow one longer? It says circle it. So circle the ribbon that is longer. Second question, which set of tally marks shows the larger number? Circle it. So is this the larger number or this the larger number? That seems pretty easy. Now remember, when you're measuring the ribbon, you might not just be able to eyeball it. You might have to get something out to figure out which one is longer. Okay? You don't need to know how long it is. You just need to figure out which one is longer. Remember, we talked before about using a string or a piece of paper to mark one ribbon and then take the paper or the string down to the other one and see which one is longer? Try that out. All right, when you're done with this, post it to Seesaw. Today we've been talking about measuring. So today we're going to continue to practice measuring as well as notice who is measuring correctly. So attached to Seesaw, you'll have this paper 97. It's measuring a marker. The first question says, use blocks to measure the length of the pencil. So they want you to measure the length of this pencil on the paper, and everybody was given one of these yellow blocks. So you're going to use this yellow block to measure this pencil. So remember, when you measure, you start right on the edge of the pencil, and you only have one block, so you're going to need to draw a line with your pencil and then move your block to where the line is, and then draw another line and move the block, draw another line until you get to the end of the pencil. You're going to count up how many, and you're going to write about blank blocks long. So how many of these blocks long was that pencil? Okay. Number 2, here is how 4 children use blocks to measure the length of a marker. So these are 4 different children that measured the same marker. So the question is, who made the best measurement? So who measured, what the names are right here, which one of these friends measured the marker the best? And you're going to put that name right here on this line. And then it says, write a note to convince a friend that you are right. I don't really need you to write a note. I just need you to tell me, how do you know that that person measured correctly? What strategies of measuring did they use to show you that they measured correctly? Because I see some things that I've talked about before on this sheet that we cannot do when we're measuring. But I also see something that we know we should do when measuring. So looking at these 4 friends, I want you to tell me which friend measured correctly and how you know they measured correctly. All right, perfect. And again, this will be a activity in Seesaw. And then I believe we have one more, page 52. So page 52 in your student notebook, and this is just math boxes. So this is a quick review. So I'll read it quickly for you. If you need to pause and come back, you may. Fill in the rule and write the missing numbers. Ooh, remember doing this in the last unit? So it has 8, 10, 12. So you have to figure out how many they're skipping or how many they're adding, and then you're going to finish writing the 2 missing numbers. So write the rule here after you figure out how many hops from 8 to 10. When you figure out how many hops from 8 to 10, see if it's the same number of hops from 10 to 12. And then you're going to either do addition or subtraction of those steps, of those hops, I'm sorry. And then you're going to figure out the same number of steps it took from here to here. You're going to see then you're going to write the next number that goes after 12, and then the next number that goes after that number. All right, if you're having a hard time with this, you might want to, if you're not in school, you might want to ask me when you are in school. If you're in school and you're having a hard time with this, you need to tell me that you don't understand, and we'll keep working through that. Okay, so again, figuring out how many hops you're making, how many steps in between, you got to write the rule, and then you have to fill in the 2 missing numbers. Write the missing number. So they're telling you the rule this time. So it's -6. So your numbers are going to get smaller because you're taking 6 away. So if you're at 26 and you're going to take 6 away, you're going to end at 20. You're going to take 6 more away, what number do you end at? You're going to take 6 more away from this number, what number do you end at? You're going to take 6 more away from this number, you should end at 2. If you don't end at 2, you did something wrong and you need to try again. Okay? Get your number grid out. Open your blue binder, get your number grid out. Go to number 26. Okay, so here's 26. And then they took away 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, landed on 20. You're going to take away 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What number did you land on? Take away 6 more. What number did you land on? You're going to write those 2 numbers and then take away 6 more and see if you land on 2. Okay? All right, use your number grid. Start at 45. Oh, good thing I had my number grid out. Start at 45. Well, I won't show you because I want you to do this. So start at 45. Count up 10 hops. So you're counting up. Your number is going to get bigger. Where did you, or do you land? So write where you land on this line. Writing reasoning, how many dots? So looking at this, how many dots? So you put the number of dots there. Explain how you can tell how many without counting. So if you were to look at this, it's like quick looks. If you were to look at this, how can you tell how many are there? Just like that. Okay, you might see combinations. I want you to tell me down here, I saw blank and blank, right? Or I see da da da, whatever you see. However you know how many are here without counting. There should be a way that, I mean, maybe you had to count it to begin with, but now that you count it, you see a combination. Okay? You know that one sounds kind of tricky, but it's not. It's easy. Just you have to explain to me how you can tell how many are here without counting them. All right? Don't forget to post this to Seesaw. So you have your, what page is it? 51. This page over here, 51 is going to be posted to Seesaw. 52 you need to post to Seesaw. And then you will have this page 97 as an activity on Seesaw. Okay? So have a great day.